Hello and welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Tuesday edition of Rasaji Speaks. Before we begin today's lesson, let's talk about the value of live class. Well, it's without a doubt anyone that was in Tucson, which we had around about 95 people there, plus the team, will tell you about the power of live class. Anyone that's a teacher in our group, which we now have between 60 and 70 people in our teachers training, and about 30 to 40 of them actually teaching, they can tell you the value of live class. Anyone that's been in Master David's class for almost 2 years can validate. You'll see them mention that in the comment sections down there. Go live, the value of live class, because it's an energy experience that changes everything. Cosmic turning point, the aha moment, when a lot of people wake up and realize you can feel energy all over your body, is something you can't deny or sweep under a cosmic rug. Let's look today at our title, Sisters of Creation. What did Eve and Sita have in common? Think about Adam and Eve and think about Ram and Sita. What was the real purpose of Eve and Sita and what they had? We're spending the month of May talking about the feminine divine energy that a lot of times our Western culture, our Judean Christian culture, even culture of Islam has suppressed the feminine energy, almost like it's a lesser class or something that didn't exist. Yet if you go deeply within to the East and you follow the city yoga masters that have really impacted India, Nepal, and Tibet, the Divine Mother has always been a huge deal. In India, every 12 years, there's the Kubala Mela. And that's where gurus, hermits, fakirs, they come all out of the hiding to share their spiritual understanding. There's just as many women that do that as the men do that. When you look at the mystical group, the Essenes, that were together over 300 years, after the first 100 years, there'd be women showing up all the time. Catholic Church calls Mother Mary Queen of Heaven. And Anna and Elizabeth, the two sisters, were descendants of over 3 generations of their bloodline being part of the mystical group, the Essenes. During Jesus's travels for 16 years in education, set up by the Lamasery, Mary and her nephew, Elizabeth's son, and Elizabeth pretty much ran the Essenes. Pretty much ran the Essenes, right? It's pretty powerful. Where did they pull this energy from? Well, the Judean Christian story of Adam really runs very short. It's kind of ridiculously short. The story of the two is to have us believe that Jesus is in the synagogue at 13, and the next few chapters, he's 33 years old, 20 years later, and he's being baptized by his cousin in the River Jordan. If he's so incredibly important, which we all know he is, why leave out 20 years? What were they trying to hide. Well, there's a real connection to the training of Jesus and people in the Western Hemisphere denying the reality of the Divine Mother Festival. Why does India once to twice a year do festivals for the Divine Mother that are usually 9 days long? In this life alone, Lamaji attended 3 years of those festivals. Babaji devoted 9 temples to the Divine Mother's energy, because 9 represents the Divine Mother's energy, just like 6 numerically represents the masculine. There's the concept of 6 and 9, the yin and yang sign. God stuck Adam, then he decided to stick Eve. And those two beings were of the purest line of his DNA. He wanted to honor his free will. He wanted to understand that already 12 different strands of human DNA were here. Some from our own galaxy and some from galaxies and universes far, far away. They knew something was going to be special about this planet. Can you imagine a signal going out to different galaxies and universe? Earth, Earth, boom, Earth, boom, Earth, boom, Earth. Our Divine Mother's energy started that. So when Eve was put here, who lived about 300 years longer than Adam. Adam was said to have left around 1,000 to 1,100 years. That meant that Eve was somewhere between 1,250 and 1,500 years before she went. The difference was when they were left here, the only way they knew to do anything is they had to do direct contact with Abba. And they hit and missed and hit and missed. I mean, my God, Adam developed a death urge a couple hundred years into his life that he even attempted suicide over half a dozen times. One time he accomplished it, and Abba brought him back again because he wanted the seed to pass on. After Adam was gone, Eve scratched her head and she says, "The dummy, I tried to tell him. I tried to show him." She set out and lived another 300 years and made her way. Well, the seed of 12 to 1,500 years, imagine how that got passed. And little by little, in that particular golden age, the Sata Yuga age, several golden ages later, there develops this beautiful being called Sita, who was the consort to Lord Ram. A lot of people believe that he was literally the incarnation of Vishnu, the Holy Spirit itself. He had a famous general by the name of Hanuman that was powerful beyond all imagine. Half monkey, half man. God always has a sense of humor. He knew the dedication between a half monkey and a half man, who inspired to be totally human, who actually demonstrated the integrity, the spiritual character more than any human being had ever done on the planet. It's out of the spirit of Hanuman that we have the spirit of honor and chivalry. That's where all the knights get that. On the 4D level, they get it from Archangel Michael. On the 3D level, they got it from Hanuman. And Ram chose him to lead his armies for over a millennium. Think about that, a general for a millennium, right? Like if a general can serve 40 or 50 years as a human, Hanuman served almost 1,200 years. Think about it. Think about it. It's powerful. Sita's energy and what they had was this purity ray, seeking the most purest form of God's manifestation on heaven and in earth. What would that be? Well, the purity comes out of the earth itself. The divine mother projected it. How do I mean? What am I really talking about? Why would she explain to us what you mean about this ray purity ray? I want you to think about it. Imagine that your mother, right? We just celebrated Mother's Day. This is pertinent conversation, right? We're only 48 hours out of Mother's Day. And then here we are right now talking about the purest, most phenomenal ray, the ray that conceives, the ray of anything. Imagine that you're an expectant mother, and it's not 9 months, it's not even 9,000 years germination or gestation, it's not even 90,000 years. It's not 9 million years. It's literally in the billions that she preserved life here to get ready to feed us here. And 500,000 years ago, the likes of us started showing up on the planet. And even though she was sending out a beacon of energy, spirit, and light of purity through many, many galaxies in the universe, when they showed up, still no one really appreciated her. But about 25 to 30,000 years ago, there was this girl born. And in the process of her being born, she was born like Christ was. She was born purely out of the Holy Spirit herself. And in that process, imagine that purity. Just imagine, right? So she was chosen to basically have Lord Ram's back door. And of course, he was chosen to defend her. And Hanuman always reminded Ram of that allegiance and that purity and that love that they had. They were able to see the divine in each other in a way humans have never been able to do before and probably since. And this is what we're teaching our women and men here at the Circle of Chi. This is why we have column exercise and mirror meditation and chanting and accountability and mentorship. Pick your mates wisely and then honor them because they're all the reflection of the divine. What the two of them were able to see in each other was the same power that Jesus used to resurrect Lazarus from the tomb. Talame kume, talame kume. Talame kumi was Jesus's language, Aramaic. It means arise and walk. Arise and walk. Later, he will use that purity of the Holy Spirit to take his own dead body and give it birth a second time. Well, we know the Holy Spirit gave it birth when he put his seed inside the belly of Mother Mary, a virgin who never knew a man. If that wasn't enough to shake your mind, then Jesus said, I'll do it one more time. And this time it's going to be a body lying stinking dead in a tomb in a desert for over 3 days. And then I'm going to show you what means when I said it was finished. Well, in that purity ray of the mother, that divine energy was strong enough to nurture a dead body back to life. If there was ever a sign of regenerations, brothers and sisters of Tai Chi Gong and the circle of Chi, if there was ever any doubt that regeneration was not real, but yet Eve knew that. Even without a mentor, she lived 12 to 1300 years. Sita had a mentor and lived 10 times that long. And when their job here in 3D was over, still married, still in love, as if they were married the day before, 11,000 years later, Ram and Sita walk hand in hand into 4D, wanted to go to his father because his father had already passed his 65th thousand birthday in 4D. See, he was coming home to his father. You see the Trinity at work thousands of years before Christianity even came into being. Don't you think that infiltrated Jesus's training, 16 years in the Far East, him knowing the city yoga tradition? Why do you think that he began calling the architect of creation Father? He wanted us to bring it down to the simple truth, simplicity, and love. He wanted us to know that the creative aspect of us was the Father, and that the regenerating aspect, the sustaining aspect of us was the Mother, and that the Son was the manifestation of bringing the Trinity alive in beingness. Om Namaha Shiva. Om Namaha Shivaya. Infinite intelligent, infinite being, and infinite manifestation. And there it was. And that, my brothers and sisters, is what Lama Ji has been sent and called to his mission, to bring back Eden, to bring back Ram and Sita, to bring the golden age back before the golden age is even here. Baraka Bashai, may the blessings be to you and to your glorious family. We can do this together. Together, nothing in heaven or hell can stop us now. God bless you. Love you much. See you on Hump Day tomorrow. And don't forget about the girls' gathering. And don't forget about stopping by and telling Master David Lama Ji said hello. God bless you. See you soon.